His mom lives here in this little community here in Illinois. And as we were driving along, coming over here, because her mom's dog is ill and is at the vet's in Pipestone. I would never take an animal there again. They insist when I had one of my cats fixed, I think it was Sophie, that they had Sophie the night before, like it was going on a vacation. Oh, well, there's a tree like my grandma had. It always looked like it had oranges on it. They're just berries. And, so I went by the vet because Penny's mom thinks that she's picking the dog up at 3. The vet is closed. So her dog, Sassy May, will be at the vet clinic for a 3-day weekend. Aunt Penny says it'll probably cost $1,000. Her mom, this is her mom's best friend, her dog. And she'll be lost if anything happens to this dog. But she's been having trouble with her neck. So I just hope she's okay. She looks like a cocker mix. It's a really sweet little dog, and her name is Sassy May. And as we were driving here, there was a hawk overhead, and there were 2 hawks. Did you know, this is something that tickled me, hawks will grab each other's talons and plummet to the earth. And just before they would crash into the earth, they have their little orgasm, have their little sex fit, and then they go their separate ways. I find that interesting. We talked about abortion on the way. And did you know that the government wants to be able to, they track, if you're buying contraceptives, you can't. You have to have a doctor prescribe them, and he can only have 1 a month. And the pharmaceutical companies are tracking you when you have tampons and contraceptives. So if you don't get them regularly, they're just going to assume that you were pregnant. And if you leave the state to get an abortion, and you come back and you have had an abortion, the government is working to the point where they can arrest you and send you to prison. Because according to the government now, you are of less value than your baby. And yet they're doing nothing, it seems, to the people who are mistreating their own children, who should never have had children. And they want it so that if you've been raped by a relative, which is incest, or just raped, that the parents of that person who raped you can sue you for rights over that child that's not been born yet, and that is still in you. This is all fucked up, children. This is fucked up, grown-ups. This is medieval, having the right to tell a woman what to do. I also, on the other hand, think that babies should have the right to be born, but if this is America, then everyone deserves to have equality. And I would never subject someone to having their rights spited, because that's what the government is trying to do to my gay community. Take our rights. In the Amish community, a man can leave his family. Annie Yoder's husband left her when her 5th child was born. Went to Wisconsin to work. His brother-in-law told me how many times he would just have sex with whoever, Amish or English. English is anyone not Amish. I said to an elder once, not knowing anything, I said, well, Anna can get remarried. I was looked at like I was the worst person in the world because he said no. Anna is still married to David Yoder until David dies. If a tree falls on David in the woods, she can get remarried. I don't know why she would. Anna is the strong one of the group. Anna has a bent and dent shop over by Waukon. Anna is a swell girl. Her husband was a Yoder, or is a Yoder for Kentucky. And her brother, David Yoder, was a friend of mine. He's in Wisconsin. So just waiting for Penny to come out and for me to find out what it is she found out about her mom and what her mom is going to do. But we need to fight this. We need to get together and fight for gay rights and for women's rights. It's 2022, people. No government has the right to dictate to American citizens. That's exactly what King George was doing in the 1600s. Well, I'm going to say 1700s. I might have gotten carried away there. Don't let your rights be thrown away because you think you have nothing to say about it. Ann Northrop and Andy Hume on Gay USA fought for our rights, advocated for our rights. We need to continue to fight for our rights. That is our job. I listened to Gay USA the other day, and one of the people on said, truth. I mean, they said lots of things, but this struck home. People and government work for us. They might have their own agendas, but they work for us. There are a lot of little redneck people out there who think they should have the right to tell a woman what to do with their body. There's the same people who think that transgendered have to conform with who they were born to be. Just because you don't see that someone is male doesn't make them not male. I think I covered enough. Okay? Fight for our rights. Don't let narrow-minded America lead or have the last say.